Tradition is not the worship of ashes, but the preservation of fire. Gustav Mahler. Bharat is the land of temples, festivals, and pilgrimages. It is the land of enduring traditions. But what is tradition? It is the sum total of knowledge transferred from one generation to the next that keeps the flame of human longing alive. It is a collective aspiration for stepping into the great beyond with one's head held high. It is a call of the sacred, a vision of the infinite. And nothing keeps tradition alive as does voluntary hardship and discipline. Bharat, therefore, has had a long tradition of pilgrimage or yatra. Long, arduous journeys that test our faith and mental strength and reward us by filling our hearts with devotion to the gods. A Thirta is the destination of a yatra. A yatra is not a journey for rest and recreation or to get away from the grind of daily life. As much as it is a physical journey, a yatra is also an inner journey in pursuit of a higher truth. The Hindu yatra is as diverse as other aspects of the religion. It is an intricately woven fabric of transformative journeys, experiences, and destinations. Over thousands of years, Hindus have journeyed far and wide on yatras. Whether it is to purify themselves in the most sacred of rivers, to give thanks to a deity for blessings received, or to simply stand in the presence of the dearest of their gods. Reenacting events and tales associated with the deity brings about a subliminal experience of the deity and his or her various facets. The Jagannath Rath Yatra of Puri is one such pilgrimage. Of the many legends associated with the Jagannath Rath Yatra, the most endearing is perhaps the one in which the Lord and his siblings fall sick after a cold water bath in the summer heat. The simple tale lends a human-like quality to Jagannath, the all-pervading Lord of the universe. During the period of their illness, Lord Jagannath and his siblings are doted upon by the temple priests or Veds or doctors who take care of them as they would of their own child. Special food and herbal medicines are given to the Lord to ensure his quick recovery. A fortnight later, when the siblings have recovered, they decide to make a trip to the place of their maternal aunt, Gundicha, to have a change of place. The Snana Yatra or the ritual bath and the Jagannath Rath Yatra are grand reenactments of these events. For the devotees, Lord Jagannath and his siblings are no different from their own children who've just recovered from an illness. The yatra is an epitome of the unique Hindu idea of devotion called Vatsalya, where the devotee looks upon God as a child. It is a relationship of pure motherly love of the devotee towards the God. Intentionally difficult journeys to wild but powerful places can be profoundly life-changing experiences. Such journeys are what set pilgrimages apart from ordinary journeys. An ordinary traveler typically seeks comfort, convenience, and pleasure. By willingly subjecting himself to hardship, a pilgrim opens himself up to a whole new experience of the divine. Eliade points out that man does not choose these places, they are merely discovered by him. The Machel Mata Mandir in the Kishtwar district of Jammu and Sabrimala in the southern state of Kerala are Tirthas tucked away in the pristine and untouched depths of Mother Nature. Pilgrims to these temples brave a perilous trek through a difficult and harsh terrain. The struggle to overcome the hardships of the journey strengthens the commitment of the pilgrim to the dharma of nurturing and celebrating our gods. The joy on their faces as they sing bhajans in praise of the deities is testimony to the enduring relationship that they have cultivated with the gods through the journey. Some yatras like the Sabrimala Yatra require the pilgrim to adhere to many days of complex discipline and austerities. The devotee is eligible to make the final journey to the Tirtha only after successfully carrying out these observances. These rigorous pre-yatra rituals and practices enhance the pilgrim's mental and physical strength and discipline. This brings about in the devotee a single-mindedness of purpose towards making the yatra. It puts him in a state of mind that is conducive to developing a deep and lasting bond with the divine. Hindu Puranas are replete with tales in which gods subject themselves to suffering for the well-being of their bhaktas. Overwhelmed by this love and grace, the devotee reciprocates by performing acts that alleviate the suffering of his deity. Some yatras are therefore acts of reciprocity. a way to give thanks to God by relieving him from pain. Legend has it that Lord Shiva protected the cosmos by swallowing the poison that emanated from the churning of the ocean. The Kamad Yatra is a reciprocation of the love and grace that Lord Shiva bestowed on his devotees. Carrying the sacred waters of the Ganga from Haridwar, the Kavadiyas trek hundreds of miles back to their homes. Many of them walk the entire length barefoot, developing blisters on their feet. Their journey culminates with the pouring of Ganga Jal on the Shivalingas in their native places, thus redeeming their Lord Bholenath from the ill effects of the poison. The Kavad Yatra is not just about grit and physical endurance. It is a proffering of the unremitting love of the devotee towards his God. When the Kavadiya voluntarily goes through struggles and discomfort to bring relief to his God, as he would to a loved one or a family member, he strengthens his bond with the deity. He experiences a closeness to the divine that he would never know otherwise. Places of extraordinary natural beauty have a way of triggering moments of great spiritual epiphany. Some Thirthas are considered sacred not just because they are associated with a deity. These sites are sacred because of the distinctive Hindu ideal of perceiving nature itself as divine. Be it mountains, rivers, lakes, plants, groves, or animals, Hindus honor nature in all its varied forms. Mount Kailash, the abode of Lord Shiva, is considered a sacred entity by itself. Rivers across the subcontinent of Bharat are considered sacred because they nourish and purify the mind, body, and soul. Preservation of nature and ecology is inherently ingrained in the psyche of Bharat. The Ganga is the holiest of rivers for the Hindus. Hindus believe that a dip in the Ganga washes away all their sins and transports them to the cusp of moksha. In the Kumbh Mela, millions of Hindus converge in one of the four cities of Prayagraj, Ujjain, Haridwar, and Nashik to take a dip in the Ganga. She is the sacred force of nature that beckons devotees from all walks of life and from all over the world. The Kumbh is a symbol of the Hindu view of creation, that the whole of creation is sacred. While other religions may advocate protection and preservation of nature as God's creation, they do not attribute any divinity to nature itself. But for the Hindu, nature is sacred because it is a manifestation of the supreme consciousness. Yatras such as the Kumbh Mela reinforce the beautiful symbiotic relationship that a Hindu shares with Mother Nature. They exemplify how ecological preservation was always intertwined with Hindu traditions and practices. Whether it is a strenuous journey to a place of divine energy, or a trip to a beautiful abode of nature, or a travel to witness an event associated with a deity, a yatra is an instrument of spiritual renewal. It cultivates a spirit of awareness and self-reflection that deepens your relationship with God. But the single most important thread that runs through all the yatras is the yearning for moksha, or liberation, the desire to break free from the ephemeral into eternity. While the tradition of yatra continues to this day, it is under assault by forces of modernity. An uncritical embracing of modern values and conveniences has eroded the spirit of the tradition. In the past, long, difficult yatras were ultimate tests of human faith and endurance. Such yatras were undertaken by a few but serious seekers. But governments today are carrying out massive construction and infrastructure projects under the pretext of providing pilgrims easy access to these sites. The massive road building exercise in Uttarakhand and facilities like the helicopter ride to Machhail Mata Mandir are glaring examples of this. This has resulted in these yatras being trivialized and becoming nothing more than fun trips to popular picnic spots. It has led to them being taken over by dilettantes who encroach into space meant for serious seekers. There cannot be two opinions about some level of basic convenience being provided for the benefit of the local population residing in these places, but indiscriminately tampering with the landscape of these ecologically sensitive regions can prove catastrophic in the long run. Massive detrimental effects of these vacuous developmental policies are already here for us to see in the form of pollution and ecological degradation in these regions. Hindus today are unable to strike a balance between development and maintaining dignity and respect for their tirthas. It is time for us to go back to our roots and restore the sanctity of our tirthas and the tradition of yatra. Tirtha in Sanskrit literally means a bridge or a place of crossing over. Tirthas are portals connecting the mundane to the spiritual. They are literal crossing places where the divine and humanity can share the same space. Only a devotee with a deep desire to connect with the divine, having respect for the destination and having been subjected to intense physical and mental rigor, is primed to receive the grace that flows through these places of divine energy.